there's a pressing topic that I really wanted to ask you about, and that is the decriminalization of marijuana. Do you think that you see that in our state's future?
Okay, this is an important conversation. There is a difference between legalization
Mm,
and decriminalization.
absolutely.
Uh, when we say legalization, what is implied is that you can go to a store on the corner, go
Hmm.
to a local dispensary, and go in there and uh, purchase marijuana products, THC specifically. Okay, whereas decriminalization is uh, removing criminal penalties from the possession of the marijuana products. Now, I was a delegate for Laramie County at the Wyoming State Republican Convention, and overwhelmingly within the party there is negative people people don't want marijuana in the state of Wyoming. I see that. It's just a reality, and I don't want to force something down the throats of people that don't want it.
Mm.
Okay, and I don't think it's right uh, to to for the government to promote the use of a product by legalizing it. Do you get what I mean?
I see. I
By
see. Right. So, well, I think that that's an interesting concept when we, because we distribute liquor licenses, right? We get to say who can and can't serve alcohol.
Mhm.
I understand where you're coming from there because you're kind of giving the stamp of approval if you say, "Hey, we're legalizing this product." So, be our
Mhm.
guest, go hop down on, 18th Street, go to the dispensary, and why don't you grab your marijuana? As opposed to we're not going to, I mean, we don't care what you do, but you're not going to do it here kind of thing, right?
Right. Well, there's a difference between someone getting in trouble. Like nobody thinks that, or at least nobody that I've talked to, legitimately thinks that if you are smoking a J on your private property, that the government should get involved and throw you in a jail cell. That's
Right.
ridiculous. Um, but at the same time, uh, people don't want there to be access to a narcotic which would be for sale, which ultimately would end up in the hands of minors. Okay, right now, I remember in high school. Okay, it was far
Sure.
easier for someone to get access to alcohol than it was to marijuana, simply because you could just talk to an adult and say, "Hey, can you buy this for me?"
Hmm.
uh, that the majority of Wyoming residents don't want that access in the state of Wyoming. I don't want. There's no reason why we should be throwing people into our jail cells for possessing marijuana, using it. But there are a lot of questions that have gone unanswered with marijuana use specifically.
Sure. So just to summarize, pro decriminalization, anti legalization, but we're probably nowhere close to seeing that being discussed.
I think that we're close to getting a smart approach to marijuana here in the state of Wyoming,
Okay.
and that's what I'm striving for: a smart approach to marijuana.
I think that that's good. I think the time's coming. I think that the issue is probably more pressing in places like Cheyenne and Sheridan, where you have, because I believe it's legal in Montana, right? So you have
Yeah,
states on border each side of you that, marijuana is legal and it's not too far of a drive to go there. I mean, if you took a handful of all the cars that pass through the border of Wyoming, just picked them all up, what percentage of those do you think has some sort of marijuana in there? I would be willing to bet it's pretty high.
right. Well,
So I,
even if you go to a, a dispensary on a 420 in Fort Collins, you're going to see
sure.
half of those license plates are from
From
Wyoming.
Wyoming, right, right. So I think that having the discussion, decriminalize it. I love hearing that. At least it's a move in the right direction. And you know what? Ultimately, if Wyoming never legalizes, but somebody that crosses the border with one of those pens or whatever doesn't get thrown in jail for 10 years, or alternatively placed on probation with an ankle monitor and house arrest and da 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 da, that ruins lives, man. And for
Yeah,
something
that's
like
not
marijuana.
justice.
Right. So I appreciate the approach, and I'm eager to see what that approach brings, the results that yields.